Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, if you're a new subscriber or a long time subscriber, then hey there. And if you're not a new subscriber or a long time subscriber, then you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into episode 2 of Bridgerton. So we learned a lot about Simon's father during this episode, a lot about Simon's childhood during this episode. And so I'm going to give like the overview of what all we learned about Simon. And then I'll go into, other parts of the show. The show opened up with a woman giving birth to a child. That child happened to be Simon. Now, prior to us learning, outside of the room, you saw Lady Danbury, and then you saw the Duke at the time going at it, which happens to be Simon's dad. So Lady Danbury was trying to get in the room so she could be with her friend while her friend was giving birth for the first time and everything, but he wasn't really having it. The other people weren't really having it. So he eventually went into the room because he wanted to know, what do we have and what do we have? And his main thing is he wanted to have a boy. Okay, that was very important to him. That's important for his lineage. That's important so that his name continues to carry on, right? So he goes in the room. She gives birth. He sees it's a boy. They immediately pass the baby over to him. I don't even think the mama got the opportunity to even touch her own child. We did see that Lady Danbury did make it into the room. She's right there next to Simon's mom. And shortly after giving birth, she ends up passing away because she lost too much blood. So it was only Simon and his dad, right? So when Simon got to the age of about 4 or 5, he had a stuttering issue. His dad busted into the room, wanted to know why he wasn't talking. And then he said, if he doesn't talk, I'm going to beat it out of him. As soon as he prepares to hit him, Simon says no. And he said, excuse me. And so he began to stutter. His dad called him an imbecile. Okay, and then told the maid, you need to get him out of here. You need to get him far away from me because he's dead to me. Now, I don't know where she took Simon. I don't know where he went. I just saw them in this big room where Lady Danbury ended up coming in. Now, he was much older than what he was when he was stuttering as a child. So he could have been like maybe 10 or something like that. So she comes in. She's having the conversation with him, wanting to just know more about like what he's learned over the years. Does he know how to write? Does he know how to read? What are some of the things that he knows how to do? And because she was the closest friend to his mom, she felt as though his mom would not want her to not have a relationship with him. So she decided to go ahead and scoop him up, take him under her wings, and teach him everything that he needs to know. And now we have the Duke of Hastings. Now, as Simon became, a man, as he grew into his manhood, his father got very, very sick. Hence the reason why he had to come back to the area on the last episode because his dad passed. So we got to see that. Now, I thought that Simon was about to, go ahead and put a pillow over his dad's head and kill his dad. Okay, but I was wrong. That did not happen. Okay, his dad appeared to be very happy to see him. Okay, liked to see the man that he has turned into, and felt at peace knowing that his name would continue to carry on. Well, Simon said, I got a gift for you. Okay, leaned down in his ear and said, listen, your name gonna end with me. I will not marry. I will not bear any children. Hear what it is that I say to you, sir. Okay, it's gonna die with me. Period. So the dad started to hyperventilate, I guess, child. And Simon was like, speak, you evil mother. Speak, say something. Yeah, well, the dad ended up passing away. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe Simon kind of did kill him, even though he was on his way out anyway. He just sent him there early, gave him an express pass or whatever. So I was like, all right then, cool. So now we can see why Simon has such a dislike for his dad. Oh, I also forgot to mention. So Lady Danbury, when she kind of got Simon to a place where he could talk well and just do different things, write letters, all that. When she got him to a good place, she brought him to see his dad. His dad still didn't want to have anything to do with him. At first, his dad saw that he was speaking and he was not impressed. So when his dad came closer to him, Simon began to kind of like hesitate and stutter again. Then his daddy was kind of disappointed, like, get out or whatever. And the son was like, well, I wrote you letters? Did you get my letters or whatever? And the daddy was like, well, listen, honey, I ain't get no letters. Okay, because I started to imagine that you didn't exist, just like I imagined your mama didn't exist. And I said, this is an evil something right here. Okay, this man is some evil piece of, okay? But that's what he said. So he and Lady Danbury had an exchange of words, and he told her to get out her and her bitch mouth. I said, no, he didn't call her mouth a B-I-T, but he did. Okay, so Lady Danbury grabbed Simon and they went on about their business, okay? So with all of that, you see the shape of the relationship with he and his dad, which technically was not a relationship, because obviously he valued his lineage over anything, more than his own child, okay? So he was a whole mess, and that's why Simon has a complete dislike for his dad. And he really is a loner because he grew up without either parent. So that's that. Fast forwarding, okay, we see that Duke and Daphne are walking in the park, and she's trying to figure out how many balls he should take her on, because mind you, they just made this agreement to fake it like the funk, okay, as if they're actually seeing each other and courting each other. And I'm like, she said, I think she said 8 balls, and then it went to 6 balls. Now, at first I was like, girl, why do you need that many balls to figure out which man you should go and date? Because you're gonna have a whole bunch of suitors. I'm confused. That was a bit confusing, but I was like, well, shit, they have a ball damn near every night, so I guess it is gonna take her some time to figure it out there, huh? Okay, but all right. I also felt like in that moment, that's when Daphne started to really take a liking to him, whereas he's still looking at it like it's a game. You know, I mean, it ain't even that deep or that deep or that serious to him. He just like, oh, okay then, you know. I don't think we need to do that many, because he's probably thinking like me, like, girl, it don't take that many balls for you to figure this out. It ain't gonna take you that long, honey. Now we can see Lady Farrington back at the house. She up there in the mirror looking at her wig. Look like she about to dang near take the wig off her head. So I'm a bit confused. What is up under that bang, ma'am? What's up under it, girl? Because you was about to lift, and I'm like, and then her friend walked in and she just stopped. Now, we've seen her do this more than one time, and I'm just confused as to what's going on. We did not learn it in this season, so hopefully we learn it next season. Like, what is up with that wig and you messing with your head? And I didn't read the books, y'all, so I wouldn't really know. So we also learned that Marina is actually pregnant. You know, that is the whole reason why she's sick and she's been on the shut-in list, okay? She checked her sheets. You know, it was no period, no cycle, none of that. And that's how they're able to determine whether or not you're with child or not. And she had been with him for a whole month. So after that, Lady Featherington didn't know what to do with her. So Lady Featherington was like, girl, you just gonna, we gonna tuck you away, and you just gonna be where you gonna be at, girl, until we figure this out. Marina, so later on that night, we can see her and Penelope, you know, hanging out in her room. She's showing her letters that George has written her and everything, telling her how they met, all this other good stuff. Penelope, who is completely clueless, wants to know, how did she get pregnant, because she's not a married woman. And she just told her, girl, love is what got me pregnant. It was love, honey. And I'm just like, that's sad that you got these young girls walking around here and they don't know how they can grow to become with a child. Y'all want to rush them off into marriage and have them have kids and do all this extra stuff, but y'all don't want to clue them in on anything. And that's just, okay, that was just back in the day, honey, back in the day. Now we can see that this plan that Daphne and Duke came up with is absolutely working. You have Daphne having all kind of suitors at her house throughout just all out the door with it. So Anthony pulls up with Burbrook. And Burbrook is like, what the hell is this? Why is everybody at your house? What is going on, honey? Come to find out, she got all these suitors and stuff. So the brother, Anthony, had to put everybody out and pretty much tell her, like, girl, you finna be marrying Burbrook. And that's just on P. And she's like, I'm not marrying that man. You got me up, you know? And then her mama like, don't you know she dating the Duke? And that should absolve everything. And then he's like, oh, ma'am, no, it should not, because I've already made a promise to somebody else before this little entanglement even happened, honey. So what are you talking about? Okay, so it is what it is, right? And then he says, girl, I'm going to write up the contract tonight, and this is who you're going to be with, period. And I just think that's so completely 1,000% unfair for him to do. And she don't have no say-so, okay? Like, how does she go from some options to no options, and he's just the only one? So you kind of sent her right back to where she was back in the first episode. So her mom goes to her and just tell her to pretty much not worry. Once the Duke proposes, everything will be all good, you know. And she's like, well, what if he doesn't? And her mom's like, he will, because he's the only person, you know, it's only one person for you, and that's him. But meanwhile, Daphne over there pressed on it, because she's like, girl, you don't even know, this ain't even real, okay? So she feeling all kind of ways on the inside. Meanwhile, you see Duke over there in the boxing ring with his homeboy. They over there boxing it out. Next thing you know, Anthony pull up on him. He hops in the ring and throw a few swings at the Duke because he's feeling a way about him coming after his sister. He's like, sir, I've known you as long as I've known you. I know you ain't a dude to commit. I know you ain't trying to be married or whatever. And my sister is already promised to somebody else. She's engaged. Okay. And he was like, I ain't know. Duke was like, I ain't know nothing about no engagement or whatever. Well, now you know. Okay, and I need you to fall back and understand that she is my sister at the end of the day. And I really don't even expect you to really date my sister. So, I mean, he is so passionate about this. You went from not wanting her to be married to nobody, then wanting her to be married to Burbrook because he was technically her only suitor. And then now you go from that, seeing that she got all these suitors, to it being Burbrook, all because you made a promise or whatever to him. But all them promises you done broke with Sienna, honey, you could have broke one with Burbrook. You ain't have to be like that. But okay. So Duke and Daphne go to yet another ball together, having them a wonderful, grand old time. All right. Meanwhile, you got her brother over there eyeing the hell out of them. Sends, I believe her other brother or somebody over there to go dance with her. So she goes, takes them up on their offer, and she dances with them, right? He says that's fine. Duke goes off to get him a drink. Who meets him in there? Anthony. Anthony ended up feeling all kind of ways, you know, about the fact that the Duke over there trying to date his sister, knowing that he got this promise with Burbrook or whatever. So while they in there conversing, here come Burbrook interrupting the conversation, feeling away, you know, wanting to talk more about the sister and how she's made for him and they should be together and all this other silly stuff, right? And then the whole time you got Duke in the back with these little side comments like, yeah, but that ain't what you was talking about last night though. Okay, yeah, but what about that right hook though? Yeah, but what about your eye though? You know, so he's over there throwing all kind of like little shade out there. And then Anthony starts to catch on and he looks at Burbrook and he sees that he does have damn near a black eye. And he like, you want to run that? You want to run that by me again? Like, what happened to your face? And then he tried to say that he walked into a cabinet. And then Duke was like, but you walked into her fist though. Okay, so don't be sitting up here lying, sir. So it was in this moment that Anthony learned that, you know, he tried to do some inappropriate things or whatever, come at his sister wrong, you know, the night before or whenever. And that's the reason why he got decked in the face. So Anthony feeling all kind of ways about it that he tried his sister. So he steps up to him and he was about to knock him out. But of course, Duke stepped in the way. And Anthony is just like, listen, let me tell you something, sir. Okay, you better stay the F away from me and you better be glad that you won't get hit by another Bridgerton tonight. Do you hear what I say? And you better stay away from my sister. And that's on period. All right, so then the sister sees what's going on, so she runs over there. Daphne's trying to figure out what's happening. Her brother said, listen, you never have to worry about Burbrook ever again, girl. I said what I said. You do not have to worry about this man. Let's move on. So Daphne, this is where Daphne got on my nerves at a little bit. She goes over to the Duke, trying to go off on the Duke and feeling away because he told her brother about how Burbrook tried her. Like, why would you tell him that this and that? And it's like, girl, but you don't want to marry this man. So why are you giving him a headache when you know that you don't even want to marry this man? And it was honestly better, when I thought about it, I'm like, it's better he tell than you, because you already know your brother wasn't going to believe you anyway. So for you to feel some kind of way, I'm just like, girl, bye. She wanted to be mad at him so bad. So bad. I ain't understanding. I just disagree with it or whatever. So, girl, bye. It's like, girl, what do you want here, Daphne? Which one is it? What do you want? But I'm glad that he told so Burbrook can get the fuck off your back, period. So after all this happened, right, you got Duke going on a stroll. You know, he decided to take a long walk or whatever, clear his mind or whatever. Next thing you know, who's up on his ass? Burbrook. Okay, Burbrook is on his R's and he's like, listen, you know, I want to be with Daphne or whatever. And Duke is like, baby, you're not even qualified. You're not even qualified to be with her. You know, you just got your issues. You shouldn't be with her or whatever. And he was like, oh, you must have had her. Had I known that she was loose and out there and not a virgin. And I said, ooh, it just really grind my gears hearing him say that. It just, it grind my gears and it disgusts me because I just hate that. I hate when older men try to date and marry these younger girls. It's just, it's so disgusting. So I just really felt the way, like, that's why you really wanted her? Because she was a virgin? Like, oh, you're disgusting. The Duke was pretty much like, shut up, shut your filthy mouth. It is what it is. He turns around and walks off. Well, Burbrook started talking all that cash money about Duke and his growing up and his dad and his family and stuff. So what he said there for, honey, I do not know. But let me tell you something. Duke went ham on him, okay? He started wailing on his ass. And I was here for it. I was like, beat his ass because he deserves it. How you gonna roll up on the Duke like you that dude and you not? Come on, who are you? Rolling up on what? Rolling up on somebody? And do you think you finna check me? Oh no. So I was here for it. Beat his ass. Well, let me tell y'all, Burbrook was not gonna go down without a fight. Okay, they get to the picnic the next day. Everybody think they finna have a great time. Burbrook said, you got me fucked up, okay? So Burbrook goes with some contract or paperwork and he's like, listen, I'm gonna marry Daphne and that's just what it's gonna be and it's gonna happen in 3 days and y'all can try to stop me if y'all want to, but y'all can't, because if y'all do, I'm gonna go give a scandal to Miss Lady Whistledown and she gonna have this whole time looking at your sweet little girl a whole lot of different because she was over there in the garden with me. Now, what will people think about her being in the garden with me alone? Okay, mind you, she really wasn't in the garden with him. He followed her. So this was the night that she dicked him in the face. Okay, so now she's feeling hopeless. She's upset. Okay, even Duke wants to be his ex again. Okay, he can't do it. So she's in the on the ride. The brother's trying to come up with a scheme to try and get her out of it. She was just like, no, like I gotta marry him. Like this is the only way. I gotta marry him. I gotta marry him. And girl, I just feel like, girl, I don't know how that worked at that time. Like, would you be shunned from the city? It's kind of like, F your reputation. I ain't marrying this fool. Do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna marry you. Give me whatever reputation you want to give me, but I'm not gonna marry you to save a reputation. But I guess that's how they got their wealth and their status and all this other stuff by following whatever protocol they need to follow. Girl, it was okay, so she was like giving up, like she was just gonna marry him and let it be what it is. So Lady Bridgerton got invited to sit down with the queen so they can have some tea. Queen didn't really want too much. She really just wanted to talk about her daughter and talk about, you know, basically her issue is basically she just don't want to be wrong. So she's trying to figure that part out, okay? But meanwhile, while she's there, she sees how her maid and one of the other ladies' maids are standing next to each other and how they may gossip. So because of that, she had this bright idea to invite Lady Burbrook over, which is the mother of Nigel Burbrook, right? So she thinking she coming over for some regular tea just to get to know the lady that's probably gonna be marrying her son and all this other stuff. But girl, really in the back in the kitchen, okay, she had her maids working, okay? Lady Bridgerton had her maids working on Lady Burbrook's maids, trying to find out the tea, honey. And they found some really good scandalous tea. And they were spraying it around town doing what women do, which is gossip, okay? And that information got out to Lady Whistledown, honey. And when that information got to Lady Whistledown, the whole town knew and ran amok in the palace and ran good old Burbrook out the palace, okay? And the story was that he had a illegitimate child with a maid that he is not rightfully taken care of. So they was on his ass, honey. And because of that and him leaving town, pretty much dissolved the whole marriage contract that would have took place between he and Daphne. So later on in the episode, they go to a ball, okay? And it's Daphne and Duke. They're over there dancing and moving around, so or whatever. And she pretty much tells him, listen, this whole plot, this whole plan is bigger than Lady Whistledown. I know we started off with Lady Whistledown, but I still got to find me a husband, okay? I got to figure this situation out. So, yeah, but I feel like that's probably was yet another excuse for her to extend her time being in the presence of the Duke, in my opinion, okay? So she said, if you're not going to be down with this plan, you know, then you need to let me know now. And he was like, girl, I'm down with it. And we can start talking to each other on a first name basis. So you can tell he's kind of taking a liking to her, but I think she's still taking a more in love approach with him. I don't think he was in love just yet, but I think he was definitely starting to like her more. And she was just falling and falling and falling more and more in love with him. In addition to that, like, she tells him, like, I want to have a husband. I want to have kids and all this stuff. And he was like, well, let's find you a husband and let's find you some kids. And in that moment, you could tell she was a bit kind of like disappointed. You know, she was a bit disappointed, like, okay. You know, I think she wants to, you know how girls get when they be messing with these dudes that be unavailable and be hoping that they could change their mind or whatever like that. That's what that was. But that's all I got for episode 2 of Bridgerton. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about the episode. Let me know your thoughts about this review. I'm jamithatsme. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.